If I woke up tomorrow and lost everything, I'm talking $0, no store, no products, no audience, no connections, I wouldn't panic. I'd run the exact plan that I'm about to show you. This is a real step-by-step rebuild plan for 2026. And the best part? Every step either creates cash flow, proves a product is real, or scales what's already working. So before we get into anything, we need to set some ground rules. Rule number 1, we're not building a perfect brand first. Perfect is expensive. Perfect is slow. Perfect makes people quit. Rule number 2, we don't guess products, we prove products. Because guessing is how you end up with a ton of refunds and a bunch of random pieces of inventory that you can't move. And rule number 3, we rebuild in 3 different lanes. Lane 1 is cash now. Lane 2 is proof fast. Lane 3 is scale clean. Cash, proof, scale. If you skip cash, you're gonna quit. If you skip proof, you burn money. If you skip clean scaling, you get overwhelmed and everything breaks down. So now that we've got the rules, here's exactly what I would do. All right, step 1, get cash flow first, even if it's boring. So we need to get some sort of cash flowing immediately. And I know some people hate hearing that. They want the one magic move or the magic pill. But if you're at 0, you need fuel. You can't do that. You can't afford that. You need money coming in so you can actually move. So yeah, I'm getting a job, a side hustle, gig work, something. But remember, this isn't forever. Just long enough to get momentum. And here's the mindset shift. You don't need a 6-figure job. You need a plan that turns into a 6-figure business. So I'm aiming for my first target, $200 to $500 as fast as possible. And listen, when you're broke, you don't need motivation. You need a system that forces progress. You're broke, you got no money. So I'm using that first money for 2 things. 1, a tiny buffer so I'm not stressed every single second. And 2, tools that help me earn more money faster. Not a logo, not a fancy website, not a brand photo shoot. That's a waste of money right now. Fuel, tools, momentum. And real quick, if you're the start from 0 type person, hit subscribe because this channel is built for people who want, the actual playbook, not just the fantasy and all of the fake promises. All right, step 2, I pick a model. And in 2026, if you're starting with no money, here's the truth. The winners aren't the ones that are building the prettiest or the fanciest websites. They're the ones who borrow demand that already exists. So I'm choosing one of 2 paths. Either path A, which is what I would recommend for most of you, is marketplace first. Meaning I sell where the buyers already are, like Amazon or eBay. You get the idea. Why? Because it's faster proof. And you don't have to convince strangers to trust a brand new store with a brand new logo that literally nobody has ever heard about. Now, path B is store first, and that's Shopify plus content. That's a longer game. It can be absolutely amazing and very rewarding. But if you're at 0 and you need results quicker, path A is usually the easiest move with the less friction and the less learning curve. So here's the decision rule. If you have no audience and no budget, start marketplace first. If you have strong content skills and a good amount of patience, store first can work very well for you too. But today, this video is I'm starting from 0 plan. So we're going marketplace first. All right, step 3, product research, but not the way that most people actually do it. Most beginners treat product research like a slot machine. They scroll, they guess, they import, and they pray to God that it actually works and that it sells, and they get their lucky break. We're not doing that. We're using what I call the 3 filter test. Filter 1, it has to ship fast because long shipping equals cancellations and chargebacks. And plus, we live in the day of Amazon. Nobody's gonna wait 3 to 4 weeks for their stuff. And chargebacks can actually help you lose your account. So filter number 2, it can't be fragile, risky, or drama. If it breaks easily, if it's complicated, if it causes problems, just skip it. And filter 3, clear buying intent. Meaning, when someone sees it, they instantly understand why they want it or why they need it. Problem to solution, simple. Now, once a product passes those filters, we do the proof stack. Proof stack is 3 quick checks. 1, Are people already buying it? Like, let's say, just take a look at the TikTok comments, look at the marketplace reviews, social proof. And two, what are the complaints? Because complaints tell you what to fix in your listing. And three, is there room for margin? If you can't make money after fees and shipping, it's not a business. It's not even a hobby. You're giving away your money. You're making yourself more broke at that point. Now, this part matters a lot, so let me say it very clearly. You don't need the perfect product. You need a product that's already working. And then you position it better than everyone else. Better title, better photos, better delivery expectation, better customer experience. That's how you win as a beginner. Now, step 4 is where most people start to fall apart because they try to do absolutely everything manually by hand. And if you're starting from zero, your biggest enemy is not competition. It's time, it's burnout, and it's inconsistency. So what I'm doing is I'm building a simple machine that keeps me moving even when I'm tired or when I'm sleeping. This is where automation really starts to matter because a manual workflow looks like this. You start importing products one by one. You copy descriptions, you set the prices, you track the stock on your supplier's website, you start fulfilling orders, you're sending messages, and then waking up to 3 problems. But an automated workflow looks like this. You set the system once, and the system starts to support you. And that's why a platform like AutoDS makes sense for a rebuild, because it can help with things like importing products faster, monitoring price and stock changes, automating orders, and reducing essentially the oops moments. Because trust me, that happens a lot. Your finger slips, you hit let's say a 1 instead of a 2 in an address, and your customer never receives a product. And then you have to replace that product. So you're losing money. Now, I'm saying this for a reason. At $0, you don't need more hustle. You need fewer tasks. So you can spend your time on what actually starts to bring in more money or to bring in money in the first place. Product selection, listing quality, and marketing. Now, if you do want to try AutoDS, there is going to be a $1 trial linked down in the description. That's the easiest way to test automation without having to commit to anything crazy. All right, now step 5 is where we start to execute. This is where things start to get fun. And the goal here is simple. Get the first 10 sales. Not $1 million. Not make 6 figures in 30 days. 10 sales. Because 10 sales means there's proof. And proof is what you scale. So here's the 7-day plan that I would follow and that I would suggest to you. Day 1 and day 2, start by building listings and making them clean. I'll be writing titles like a human being and not like a robot. So that means if you're using AI, make sure to proofread it and just make it sound a bit more human. Also, I'm using clear and straightforward photos, and I'm being honest about shipping times. This is very important because if you lie about shipping, you'll get a lot of sales. And then you'll get a lot of refunds, a lot of angry messages, and you'll lose your account anyway. So not worth it. Day 3 through day 5, I pick one traffic method because doing everything means essentially doing nothing because you can start overwhelming yourself. You start recording a video here, then you start working on an ad over here, then you start working on a different creative over here. And if you're like me and you're just all over the place, it's not gonna work. You're literally not gonna get anything done. So you can do marketplace SEO. You can fix your titles, you can get better titles, categories, keywords, or you can focus on short form content. 1 product, 3 different angles, or you can do bundling, increasing your average order value. But remember, just pick one and do it daily. Then day 6 to day 7, I optimize. If something isn't moving, I don't hope, I adjust. I changed the main image, I changed the title, I changed the price by maybe $1 or $2. I improved the description. And if it still doesn't move after real testing, switching up some of the different creatives, I move on. And that's the game. Most people fail because they get emotionally attached to a product that's not working. We don't do that. We test, we learn, we move. Now, step 6 is where we start bringing in real money, and that is by scaling, but scaling safely, because scaling the wrong way is how people get cooked. So here are 3 mistakes that kill beginners. Mistake 1 is lying about delivery times. We already said this. Mistake 2, inconsistent tracking and messy suppliers. And mistake 3, selling sketchy products that cause problems. If you want longevity, you do the boring stuff correctly. Clear policies, accurate shipping expectations, and consistent fulfillment. We don't want all that flashy fake stuff. We want real money. And this is where AutoDS can help you too, because when you have systems that monitor and automate, you reduce the amount of dumb mistakes that you make at 2 a.m. Because we're going to be up at 2 a.m. doing more product research. Trust me, when you really get into it and you start seeing sales, you start seeing a little bit of traffic, it gets addicting. Now, step 7 is extremely important, and that is reinvestment. Because the real rebuild isn't making money once. It's building a business that keeps paying you. So here's a simple rule that I'd follow. 50% goes back into growth. 30% stays as a buffer because, life happens. And 20% I pay myself so I don't quit. And the growth money goes into stuff that buys back time or increases output. Better tools, better suppliers, better content, better listings. Not ego purchases to, make you feel better, a nice watch or a car or anything like that. That can wait. We're not going to go straight for the look at me, look at how great I am at e-commerce purchases. Not yet. Now, step 8, once the system is working, I buy back my time. I don't want to be stuck doing customer messages forever. That's kind of boring, but you have to do it. I don't want to be doing repetitive tasks forever. So once you've got stable sales, you delegate what's repeatable. Product research support, listing updates, customer support, and you keep things that make money. Your strategy, your product selection, and your decisions. That's how you stop being someone who's trying dropshipping and become someone who's running an actual dropshipping business. And if you want to learn what not to do and what mistakes kill your store, just check out this video right here, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.